Next on the agenda, election of the 2015 President of Board of Education. Looking for nominations. I'd like to start off with nominating Tom Merritt for President. A second.
Well, I'll second my own nomination.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Is there any other nominations for President?
I nominate Kate Johnson.
Is there a second?
I guess I'll second mine.
Any more nominations? Nominations are now closed. Okay, Tina?
Well, do you want to discuss this a little bit first, or?
Sure, you want to.
Yeah. Normally, the vice president goes to president. You know, having Tom do that would be a little different. Is that a big deal?
There's no.
There's nothing.
So I think I mentioned to Kate earlier on, or maybe one of you, that like in North my schools, they had the same president and vice president like for 12 years. They don't rotate it, and you know, some of the logic. I got two friends on their board, and they like the continuity, not having, in this case, the superintendent having to deal with a new president every year or so. Obviously, there'll be a change here anyway if Tom or Kate versus me, but so anyways, but I don't think there's any requirement to do it where you follow some kind of a pattern like we've done historically, at least since I've known.
What if you were vice president and then with the time to be president the next year? Would that work out for you?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the next year is going to bring. I'm not really sure. My term is up, so I don't know what the next year is going to bring. Nobody does, really. So
Yeah, your term is up.
in November.
December.
Well,
Yeah.
if I was to run,
Yeah.
You get a year, right?
No,
Yeah.
well, we have this year.
This is all last year, our
Scott.
current term.
Me.
Kate, myself, and Tom.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in our,
Yeah. So, so it'd be a year from now. Okay. That wouldn't. Yeah, that wouldn't work then, would it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
so
Okay.
that's a little bit of the rationale.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward Tom just because, you know, probably his last term. Is that okay?
Kate's
Is that
too. It's my last year too, so you can go whichever way you want.
Oh, okay.
I thought this was your idea. I thought you talked with me about being president,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. So you're not. Yeah.
Yeah, we all three go off the board at the end of next year. unless we are
Potentially, unless we
reelected.
run again.
Yeah.
That's, but our term is up. Our term is up.
and Kate, you'd mentioned me a few times, in fact, you weren't interested in the president for next year, so you've changed your mind.
I was encouraging you to run because I think you've been a good president. I would take the helm. I'll hold it loosely if somebody, you know, did said they really wanted, and so.
Yeah. Well, that was the information that came my way, and so I thought, well, if that's the case, I would like to have it. So, and then since once I committed, I thought, you know, I just stuck with it. But that was the information that kind of came my way, is that there was some probability that you weren't interested. And so I thought, well, okay. So then once I contemplated it, I thought, well, it's something I'd actually been thinking about for quite a while. Makes it even more so.
I think compensation's a big issue, and in that respect, I've been involved a bit with that group, and I would like to continue that
And you'd be very, very good at it.
Right.
move forward with that. Not that I think Tom wouldn't be good at it. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, and that's right. I mean, that's what it's all about.
What about Tom be president, but we'll say Kate handles all the, let's say, compensation issues?
Well, we all work together. I mean,
Yeah,
it would
right.
be, we all kind of work together anyways, you know, so that.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally.
Would that be okay, or?
I told you from the outset, I hold it very loosely, so Tom, if that's what you want, Frank, I think you're the swing votes.
Yeah, and
We know how it goes.
yeah, and I'm kind of leaning toward Tom, but I don't want to do anything to upset things, and certainly you would be
You're
great
not
president.
gonna upset.
You're not gonna upset.
You're not gonna upset.
Okay,
You're not gonna upset.
That it?
yeah.
Okay. Gina? So we can vote on Tom
Tom
first, and then we'll go to, I guess, we'll see how that goes first, and we'll
Right.
sign. All right?
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
Mr. Merritt,
Yes,
Mrs. Frame,
No.
Mrs. Johnson,
No.
Mr. Mouse.
Yes.
So does that mean we still need to vote on Kate? Is that required?
I think we have to.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's vote on Kate.
Mrs. Frame,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon,
No.
Mr. Mouse,
No.
Mr. Merritt.
no,
Okay, Tom. We can write the notes down here.
And I nominate Kate for vice president.
We're not quite there yet, we can use a second.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'll finish this one out, and then we'll go to switch around. Okay, next, election for the 2015 Vice President Board election. And
Nominate Kate.
I'll second.
what do we got? And that was Carla? Carla or Kate said second? Are there any other nominations for Vice President?
I'll nominate Scott Dixon.
And any seconds on that? I'll second that. Any other nominations? Any questions? Frank, comment? Okay, and Gina?
Okay, nomination for Kate Johnson,
Yep.
Mr. Mouse,
Yes.
Mrs. Frame,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon,
No.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Merritt.
No,
Okay, congratulations. So we've got Tom as president for
I
this.
think we're done.
yeah,
We
you
have another
gotta do you.
vote.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
on
Yep,
Mr. Dixon.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right. Okay.
Tom was first.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mr. Merritt,
Yes,
Mr. Dixon,
yes.
Mrs. Frame,
No.
Mrs. Johnson,
No.
Mr. Mouse.
No.